Right, for your Arden album, these are a list, or here are a few of the supplies and tools you're going to need. I thought I'd go through them so you can gather yours all ready before we start. So, first things first, you're going to need your Arden cardstock. So I've picked granite here today, so this is your Arden cardstock. This is 300 GSM. Okay, and I'll be using 12 by 12 and we're going to use 10 sheets. If you want to use other 12 by 12 cardstock, I would definitely go no lower than a 250 GSM and no higher than a 300. So that's your cardstock, 10 sheets. You're going to need a paper collection. The paper collection that I've picked here is page starters. Arden do many of this size, but basically this album is designed around the 6" by 8" paper pads. Now Arden do have a few. There's page starters, there's vintage makers, there's seasons of joy, there's laurel groves, there's quite a few you could use. So I'm going to be using one of the 6 by 8 paper pads. These usually have about 24 sheets in them. Sometimes they come with little cut aparts and that, but the album is designed around using one pack of this. Okay, if you want to use any extra cardstock to add any extra photo mats and embellishments, you can do quite happily, no problem at all. This is just giving you a basic album on which to start. So you're going to need obviously your paper collection. And because this paper collection has lots of sort of greys in the background with the stamping, that's why I've gone for the granite, because obviously with the page starters you've got lots of colours going on here, so that is why I picked the granite. The other thing you're going to need for your Arden album that I've designed is an ephemera pack. So you would have seen me share some images of the different albums I've made with the different collections. All of them use 10 sheets of cardstock, one 6 by 8 paper collection and one pack of ephemera, and you never get through the whole lot of ephemera either. Okay, so just to give you a little heads up on that. Yes, you could quite easily make this with 12 by 12 or 8 by 8 papers. No problem at all, because with your online workshop I give you all the cutting and scoring guides you are going to need. However, it is designed around the 12 by 12 cardstock. Okay, the other thing you're going to need is some grey board for the covers. I'm using the Pink Frog grey board here. This is 2000 microns. Now when we talk about grey board, we talk about the thickness of grey boards. So this is where sometimes people get a bit confused. So this is the thickness of the grey board. So I would go about a 150 or a 1500, 2000. You don't need to go any higher than 2000, okay, to make this album. So 2 sheets of grey board. This is just A4. We're going to be cutting this down. So you're going to need that. You're going to need some magnets. You're going to need about 7 magnets. Now often people ask me what sort of magnets do I use. I use a company here called First for Magnets. They're local to where I am, and the ones I've got here at the moment are 2.7 mils across, and they are, I go for the very thinnest. These are 0.79 thick. I don't normally go any higher than 1 mil thick, because you don't want them showing under your beautiful decorative paper. So if I bring that up there, that's what you're looking at. So I wouldn't go any thicker than 1 mil. Okay, 10 mil across is absolutely fine. I've used those in the past, no problem at all. So go with what's easiest for you. Okay, so I can highly recommend that company. Brilliant service, and they all come nicely packaged, so they're nice and safe. I'm using the EVA glue from Pink Frog because obviously your papers, your ephemera, your cardstock. These are all acid and lignin free. So as scrapbookers or album makers, when we talk about acid and lignin free, we're talking about when you're adding your memorabilia and photographs, things up, they're not going to start going yellow. This is preserving them in the best possible way for future generations. So that's why I like to use the EVA glue for construction, because it's a quick grab and it's acid and lignin free. And then for adding photographs, if they're photographs I've had printed off, new photographs that I know I can get more of, I use this to stick my photographs in. If I'm using old photographs, I tend to use my Cal-Al repositionable photo glue. Okay, so that's that. Corner rounder I've used for this, just a corner rounder punch, pair of scissors, bone folder for that burnishing, score tool, because you are going to need an inches scoreboard. Okay, doesn't matter what make, inches scoreboard. And you are going to need a paper trimmer, and I would either recommend, I use a separate paper trimmer for my chipboard because this has got a deeper valley and it's got old blades in it, so I tend to use this one for my chipboard, but if not, an old blade for your paper trimmer, so you don't ruin a new blade when you're cutting your chipboard. A pencil, so we can letter our pieces as we cut them, and also when you download the PDF from the workshop, you can tick off the elements as you go. It just makes life that little bit easier. Now, ink pads, we're going to be using ink pads as well for, I like to just take that just cut look off. Now, with the paper collection I'm going to be using here for the filming, obviously you can see there's lots of colours going on. So if you're doing the same one that I am doing here, some of the paper colour or some of the ink colours I've used are Uncharted Mariner, because I thought that went quite nicely with that blue going on up there. I've got Saltwater Taffy, because I felt that went quite nicely with the pinks. I've used Forest Moss. So these are just colours that I picked out of my craft stash because I thought that goes nicely with the greens. I've got Dried Marigold because that again goes nicely with that coral colour that we've got going on down there. I've used Fossilised Amber to go with that greeny yellow that we've got going on there, and then this tealy blue, I have got a different brand that I have been using. Let me just grab it. This is called Lagoon, but you could quite easily use your Uncharted Mariner to ink that as well. But again, personal choice. You may feel I don't want to go with all the ink pads that I've got there, and you're absolutely right, you do not have to. What you can do is, like I've said, because I've picked out that grey cardstock, because there are lots of elements of grey in the background of the papers, a grey ink pad for inking your edges would work just as nicely. And I have used a grey ink pad as well to stamp my camera stamps on the paper as well, so just a bit softer than that black look. So I think that's all. Oh, you're going to need some red line tape, so you can go with, that's 9mm, I've got 9mm here, you can go with a 12mm, so red line tape for your hinges. You know, there's lots of extras you've got in your craft stash you can add to these albums to really make them be more decorative. Okay, I'm going to take you through constructing the album. We're going to do the cutting, we're going to do the scoring, we're going to do the construction of the album. We're going to stick the main decorative papers on. I'll do a walkthrough at the end where I've put my embellishments on, so you can see where I've put them. And when you get the workshop as well, I've done walkthroughs of the other Arden albums that do 6x8, so you can see how I've decorated them to give them you more ideas as well. You know, there's things like tab punches. You know, some of the collections have got tabs in, like this one has here, but if they haven't, use your tab punch. So this is it. Go with the collection, see what is in the collection, okay, because every collection in the ephemera varies totally, and just work with it, okay, just have some real fun. The other little top tip that I found useful for this workshop was a ball tool. Now I know it sounds a bit strange, ball tool. This helps when you come to stick your hinge to the back of the cover of your book. So a little ball tool helps because your bone folder is a little bit too wide to get through the channels. So a little top tip. If you've got one, grab it. If you haven't, don't panic. So I think that is all the tools, all the supplies we need. Always, you know, things like a ruler. So you've got your trimmer. So I'm going to be cutting everything on my trimmer. So don't really need a ruler. I think we're ready to go. So I'm going to go and get the workshop, print off my PDF. So your PDF's going to come like this. So you're going to have your printables with your measurements on and your letters. And don't forget to have that nice sharp pencil to be ticking stuff off as we go along. So I'll see you in the online workshop. Bye for now.